G'day and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life. And fans of the channel have been asking me to review an old Toyota with a 4A-GE engine for quite some time now, and for some strange reason I haven't been able to find an opportunity to film one until today. This is a Japanese import 1990 Toyota Corolla FX-GT with the mighty 4A-GE engine under the bonnet. It's got the correct manual transmission and a sporty little kit around the outside, so as far as 4A-GE cars go, it's one of the coolest ones that you can get, short of an AE86, of course. It's certainly not something you see terribly often, and you can tell because of the big GT twin cam 16 down the side and the enormous, for the time period, 14-inch alloy wheels. You can just tell that it was a very cool car back in the early 1990s. And there it is, the mighty 4A-GE. This absolute powerhouse under the bonnet is a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder engine. It makes a whopping 138 horsepower or 103 kilowatt and a truly mind-bending 147 newton meters of torque. I've seen Ryobi power equipment with more torque than a 4A-GE, but everyone rants and raves about it, so we're going to see if it's any good. And I've heard that they certainly make quite a lovely noise and they rev all the way to about 7,500 RPM. It's paired up with a 5-speed manual transmission, and of course power is going to the front wheels. But one thing that will definitely help it out is the fact that it probably weighs less than a ton, which means that I really wouldn't want to have an accident in one of these things. Jumping into the interior of the Corolla FX-GT, the first two things I notice is one, these seats are actually surprisingly aggressively bolstered, but my goodness, there's not much room in here. And then the second thing that I noticed, the floor mats. I'll put the B-roll over and you can have a laugh. But that aside, everything else is very typical Toyota. And it's kind of interesting actually, the only Toyota from this era that I've really reviewed in the past was the Supra, and it's amazing how similar this interior feels, with the great big like wraparound dash with all the little gauges and everything, and the high red line going all the way to 7,700 RPM. That's actually quite impressive. And then the typical Toyota where like as you push each button, like it like unclicks the other one and then clicks on the new one. And the pedal box is actually placed quite well, although my knees are really hitting the steering wheel, which is less than ideal. I'm far too tall to be driving this. The steering wheel looks quite funny, but it does give you a good view of the gauges in front of you. And overall, it is just a very simple driver-focused car. So let's go out and see how the mighty 4A-GE goes. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the 1990 Toyota Corolla. Oh yeah, I must admit, because it doesn't weigh very much, it actually feels a lot faster than it really should be for the amount of power that it makes. Handling is interesting, but the RPM, listen to this. That's quite fun actually, that's a lot of fun. And look, it's not quick, but you can see why people enjoyed cars like these back in the day, because you could just go foot to the floor everywhere, non-stop, and you'd never be speeding. And now we come to the Corolla FX-GT's favourite stomping ground, a winding hill road. Because while they might not have much power, like I said, you can just keep them pegged all the way up the hill and just use the lightweight and excellent handling. And it does make for a really rather fun drive. Something's making noise, I'm gonna pretend I can't hear that. Oh yes, it's such a fun car to just thrash around. Turn it in, oh the tyre squeal. Yes. Oh, the steering is so unbearably slow. The reality is, like, put it this way, earlier today I reviewed a Kia Stinger GT, which was objectively better than this car in every single way. But driving this, I'm like smiling the entire time I'm driving it, because it's just so silly, you know? Oh, the RPM, down into second. It's just such a zingy little motor. You can even go right down to first if you want. Oh yes, what a machine. Right to 7,800. It actually goes alright, I'm actually quite surprised. It's a lot quicker than I expected. I thought it'd be just so wheezy and gutless. So there we go, the Corolla FX-GT. A little bit surprising actually, when the guy hit me up and asked me if I wanted to review an old Corolla, I wasn't actually that keen, to be honest, because normally I review stuff that's a bit newer. But then I went, oh hang on, it's got a 4A-GE, it's manual, it's like, you know, the FX-GTs, they were cool cars back in the day. I'll give it a shot. And it's been really cool to look at because it is a cracking wee car. It's lots of fun. Obviously not extremely quick, but it's a fun little engine. You can find a decently tidy one. I would recommend it. You're gonna obviously have to live with an old rattly car, but it is a lot of fun and I think you will enjoy it. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching and I look forward to seeing you again next time.